Hello. I have shingles. Yes, someone under 50 can have shingles, and I do. That has nothing to do with this review. I just thought I'd share that to let everybody know that even if you are 33, you can have shingles. News to me. But this this kind of style of video I was gonna call uh, bind or blind buying, because every time I order like from a website or something like that, when I get some movies, I always order two or three that I'm aware of the movie or I want to get the movie, and I always order one that I've never seen before, just to kind of go back in the day when I used to go to video stores all the time and like just buy movies sight on scene, because I miss that a lot. So I went to Vinegar Syndrome and bought Fatal Games, which I used to own this on VHS. I love Fatal Games. This is one that really needs more recognition. But the real reason I went to Vinegar Syndrome was for Terra Firma. Y'all know by now my favorite movie of all time is The Toxic Avenger. I'm a huge Troma fan. But this is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time is Terra Firma. I think it's a great satire on making movies and just a movie you could not make today. You really couldn't. Even though the last Lloyd Kaufman movie was Shakespeare Shitstorm, was that what it was called? I'm surprised he actually did that. That was really fun. It goes back to the bad taste that Truman's known for, and it was good. It was good. I really enjoyed that more than I thought I was going to. But the movie that I bought that I had never seen before, Blood Tracks. Now, this movie is about a rock band that goes to shoot a music video, and they are attacked by a family that lives on the outskirts in a warehouse. And they get picked off one by one. Now, I've heard some things about this, and it's actually on Tubi. Because I remember I wanted to check it out at one point, I just never did. But, yeah, I was just interested in it. The cover looks cool. Um, I think it has the original poster is really cool. Hold on, let me show you this. See, the original poster is really cool too. Actually, I may put that as the out one because that's what I typically do. With my DVDs, if it has the new cover art on the slipcover, I always make the actual case the original one. That's just something I've always done. I've been doing that ever since Scream Factory became a thing and started doing like the commission covers and all that stuff. Now overall, I did like this movie, but there are some issues that I had with it. Um, let's start off with the good. There's 18 kills in it. That's pretty good. Two of them are off screen, or I don't know what happened. They just quit moving. And then two are done by fire. So you get two fire things in here. Um, and the rest of them, it's many different things. Like you get your decapitation, you get your throat slitting. One guy gets his eyeball eaten out. Probably the one that really stuck out to me and the one I was very impressed with was there's this girl that's like hung up, like this, and there's like this rope, and they have like this big like barrel, like like a trash can that's connected to it, and they throw it off, and the rope gives her such rope burn and cuts her that it cuts her in half. That was incredibly cool. That was like innovative. I've never seen that. That was worth it. Um, and the effects look good. Most of the time, they look really good, which is probably the most positive thing I can say about it. Um, Now, the problem I had with this movie is the pacing of it. Because you get one kill at the beginning which sets up the family that would end up killing the rock band and their production crew later on. You get that one kill. And then there's nothing for a while. And the problem with that is it does have a large cast. Because like I said, it's like the rock band. Their it's like their record company guy. There's like all the extras, like the women in there, makeup department, the camera crew. There's so many people in this that really it's hard to keep up with who's who. You don't get a lot of screen time with any of the characters, which really kind of lends itself to you don't really care who lives or dies. It's just kind of you're waiting for it to happen. Which I've seen this done in a better way. When I was watching it, it kind of reminds me of like something like The Burning, where you do have a lot of campers in that. You have a lot of characters, but they're memorable. They stick out, and you spend enough time with the select characters that you do that even though they're secondary characters with some of the campers when they go on the canoe trip, you still remember them. Like, I mean, Tiger's not a big one, but everybody remembers Tiger. Tiger's a shit. And then of course you have Jason Alexander in there, and you have that bigger girl. Like, you remember them. They stick out. And again, it's a large cast, but you still feel for them. Like, especially with like the raft scene, and then you got Glazer, and his girl, and it's just, to me, it's done a lot better with a large cast versus something like this, where it seemed like they probably could have done a little bit better with character development, because there's a character named Susie, and then another one that works for like the mountain patrol, that they sort of have a little thing, I guess. I don't know. I think it could have done another rewrite. And another thing that kind of irritated me was, with the fact that it's in a snowy area. I mean, there's avalanches everywhere. They mention a lot of times there's avalanches. Literally, there's a scene where like these people are trying to fuck in a car, and like snow goes over them, and they have to get dug out of the car. So there's snow everywhere, but the movie to me doesn't utilize it in the way that I personally want. Other people may feel differently, but I think if you're gonna have something that's in the snow, show more deaths in the snow, and even the ones that were in the snow, there weren't gore scenes. There was no blood with it. It was like a neck breaking, or like I mentioned earlier, like the off-screen dashed unknown how they died. So I think that location, though it was isolated and it was cool, like I do like the warehouse location, where most of the carnage happens. I just think it was a missed opportunity to get more people in the snow and show that blood on the snow, because I've always liked that visual. I've always wanted to see more of that, like in a movie, like more slasher films. Because like, look, there's cabins all year round. People go all year round. So why do you just predicate to like summer and maybe early fall, when you could? I think that was a very big missed opportunity with the camp slashers in general. I think you could have done snow, like the winter months. But that's just me. Again, overall, I think the movie's okay. I mean, I didn't hate that I paid for it, which is the best compliment I could say about it. And before this video, I was gonna watch all the special features, but man, these are some long, like, you have You have like actor interviews. You even talk to the band. I think they're called Easy Action. Was the band? Which I will say this: the song that they play in that movie is very catchy song. And the score, besides the band's music, the score to the movie is really good. It's a well made movie. I'm not saying it's poorly made. I just think uh, just a misstep at times. Um, but there's a lot of interviews, and each of them, like the shortest one, is like 16 minutes long. The rest of them range from like 20 to 27 minutes, and that's just with a single actor. So maybe next time I do one of these, I'll watch all the special features so I can have more of a roundabout view of the actual release. Which this is a good release. Vinegar Syndrome has really done well because I'm starting to get more into 4K releasing stuff. That's why I bought the Terror Firmer, because there was a horror convention in Memphis and they had Rats Night of Terror, and I bought it not knowing it was 4K, which they have the Blu-ray, so it doesn't matter, like in the set. But Rats Night of Terror is one of my favorite movies. I love Bruno Mattei. I love the Italian cinema. You know, I've said that before. Um, but that was my first 4K release, and I was very excited that the first one I was going to get was Rats Night of Terror. I think that's a perfect one to have. Um, and then my second one I bought was Tammy and the T-Rex, which is from Vinegar Syndrome. Which sadly they were out of the slipcases because I didn't get the one with the slipcase. And I know it's a minor complaint, but I like to have the slipcases. I love them. I love the slipcases. But I'm gonna end it there. The movie itself, I think it's good. I think there's enough good in it that overrides the critiques I may have about it. I didn't regret buying the release. I was actually very happy with the release. It looks very good. It's not. It's a 4K restoration put on Blu-ray, but it looks fantastic. I've actually, like I said, I've never seen this movie before, so I don't know like what it looked like on VHS or like I said, I didn't look that much into the movie before I watched it because I like to kind of go in blind to stuff like this. I don't know if there was originally like a cut version of the movie or it was always with this edit. Um, Again, I should have watched all the special features, which I'll do that next time I do this. Um, but overall, it's a good release. I'd say if you to me this is more a movie for like people that really love slasher movies. This is a perfect winter movie. Because it's like how Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you feel sweaty watching it and hot and gross. This makes you feel cold and like claustrophobic, and it does very well with that. So this is going to be a perfect wintertime movie, and I wish I got this sooner because the winter's almost over. And then like a couple weeks ago, we had a snowstorm where it was iced over. So this would have been perfect to watch then, but missed that opportunity. But anyway, coming up next, um, I was gonna I was gonna watch the Slumber Party Massacre remake. I forgot that even existed until I was on Facebook today and it popped up. So I think I may check that out and do a review on that, kind of like the style of what I did with like Mutilator 2. Kind of just talk about it. Um, I'm trying to get more of these like vlogs out. So there's at least content on the thing. It may not be your favorite thing, but it's just something for me to have fun with, to record, and in the sense of buying stuff, it makes me feel justified for spending so much money on stuff. Because at least I can make a video out of it. But alright, guys. Until next time. See you later.